Right now in KGW, Multnomah County is in a state of emergency as the valley gets hit with some of the coldest overnight temperatures of the season. Plus, the widow of the off-duty Vancouver police officer shot and killed in a case of mistaken identity is now suing both Clark County and the deputy who shot her husband. And the new bill that could force hospitals to disclose how much they pay replacement staff during strikes. But some think it gives nurses an unfair advantage when it comes to contract negotiations. And later, in honor of Valentine's Day later this week, Drew Carney and Rudd Hill check out the wine spa in Northeast Portland. Your news at noon starts right now. We start with a live look out over the Rose City this afternoon from our Wells Fargo sky cam. Cold temperatures are expected to stick around, which could mean snow or ice that impacts you later this week. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. I'm China Green. KGW has issued a weather impact alert for Thursday and Friday. So with that, let's get right to meteorologist Rod Hill with a look at your first forecast.
Yeah, thank you, China. Overall, this looks to be so far this winter our best chance to have something significant in terms of snow or ice that would be on roadways and impact your ability to get around. So big batch of clouds out in the Pacific. We're going to hold on to the sunshine today and actually tomorrow. The storm we're watching is back in here, but it will bring cloudy skies in by first thing Thursday morning. And let me show you the Futurecast track. This is 7 o'clock Thursday morning. The blue is snow. Everything's moving up to the north. So that's snowing Eugene, 7 o'clock hours, snowing in Salem. Now we get into mid-morning. Here's 9 o'clock. You're going to see that the blue colors kind of fade a little bit and break up. That's the east wind coming out of the gorge. So it looks like Salem has a chance to get more snow than Portland, but each could accumulate something on the ground. And then as we go later in the day, we break into scattered showers in the afternoon. That includes going into the evening where there will be a threat of some freezing rain. This does not look to be a big storm, but it could produce enough snow or even freezing rain in scattered locations to have some real travel impact. So snow or a wet mix during the day Thursday. We'll go 1 to 2 inches possible. Some areas may not get that much, others may get more. Thursday night, ice, snow, or rain. It's going to depend on the temperature, either just below freezing or just above, and the same forecast into Friday morning. It does appear that by the time we get to noon on Friday, the storm is quickly winding down. China showed you the clear skies earlier. There's the Reserve Vineyards and Golf Club out in Aloha. Portland has warmed up to 37. We're on track to get up to about 42 for high this afternoon. It's sunny, but it is chilly. That's your forecast for now.
Thank you, Rod. And the cold forecast for this week has Multnomah County under a state of emergency. We mentioned that at the top of the newscast. So here's KGW's Joey Neary with what you need to know to stay protected and prepared for what's to come.
It's been nice to soak up the vitamin D over the last few weeks, but as temperatures drop this week, warming centers are going to be filling up fast.
We make these decisions day by day. And the reason why we want to do that is because this way we have the most accurate forecast of which we can make decisions.
Both Multnomah and Washington counties will have their warming centers open. Multnomah County opens its center when the temperatures are forecasted to drop down to 25 degrees or below, or with lows overnight at or below 32 degrees with an inch or more of rain, or the chance of at least an inch of snow over a 24-hour period.
There are 3,000 beds that we have in the county that we serve every day. And even though last night we didn't meet thresholds, there's actually beds if folks were to call 211, available beds right now.
Washington County has similar guidelines. They'll also have 2 warming shelters open starting Monday. With temperatures dangerously low, Portland firefighters expect to be going on more calls, not only for the cold, but for the chance to see ice too.
And it will get upwards of 75 fall calls that often will require emergency transport because somebody's injured themselves. They've struck their head.
With more people looking to stay warm, Rick Graves with Portland Fire and Rescue wants people to remember the proper way to stay warm in this cold.
So have the generator outside your home with the exhaust facing away from any sort of ability to have that enter the home, windows and vents and such.
And making sure you keep generators and the exhaust as far away from your house as possible to avoid carbon monoxide poisoning. Joe Ranieri, KGW News.
In other news this afternoon, the widow of Donald Sahota, the off-duty Vancouver police officer who was mistakenly shot and killed outside his battleground home in 2022, is now suing the deputy who shot him along with Clark County. On January 29th, 2022, Clark County deputies chased armed robbery suspect Julio Segura from Orchards to Battleground, where he approached Sahota's home, eventually leading to a struggle between the two. Deputy Jonathan Feller arrived shortly after and mistakenly shot Sahota in the back, killing him. The new lawsuit accuses Clark County and Deputy Feller of negligence, excessive force, and failure to properly train and retrain Feller after his involvement in another deadly shooting that happened 15 months before Sahota's death. Segura was sentenced to 29 years in prison for Sahota's murder. Sahota's widow said this during the sentencing.
I feel like my heart has been ripped out of my chest. I am shattered, lost. The defendant not only took away my person, the love of my life, my everything, but also he took my home, my peace, my identity, my sense of place, my purpose.
Deputy Feller did not face criminal charges. The Washington County Sheriff's Office arrested 34-year-old Ryan Dutter of Beaverton right there for allegedly exposing himself to women and performing acts of indecency. He was arrested on 2 counts of public indecency and carrying a concealed weapon. An investigation revealed that Dutter was linked to several separate incidents in Aloha between September of last year and earlier this month. The Washington County Sheriff's Office is asking any additional victims to give them a call. That number right there is on your screen, 505-51147. And police have arrested 29 people as part of a retail theft mission in southeast Portland. This is in the Mall 205 and Gateway area. This is a photo of one of the suspects and what appears to be packs of batteries, along with what authorities say is more than $650 in stolen merchandise. Investigators say they also found 3 stolen vehicles there. Washington voters have until 8 o'clock tonight to turn in their ballot for today's special election. There are 81 measures statewide, most of which are for school districts. For voters in Clark County, there are 4 replacement levies on the ballot for Evergreen, Vancouver, and Battleground schools. If passed, they would go into effect when the current levies expire. Week 5 of the Providence nurses strike comes with an added twist, a new bill in Salem that would force hospitals in the state to disclose how much they pay replacement workers when staff members go on strike. KGW's Catherine Cook has more on what some are calling the questionable timing of this bill.
Thank you, Chair Munoz. Vice Chair.
Striking nurses filled Hearing Room D at the Oregon State Capitol. They came to support House Bill 2792. The legislation is designed to force hospitals to publicly disclose how much they pay replacement workers during a strike. Providence is currently paying thousands of replacement nurses as the medical group enters week 5 of strike negotiations with the Oregon Nurses Association. Providence will not disclose how much those workers are costing them to the public or to KGW. ONA doesn't like that.
This bill is about ensuring that Oregon's hospitals are upholding their obligations as public serving institutions.
Quick pause here. She said public serving institution. That's different than a public institution. Many hospitals, including Providence, are privately owned and under no obligation to disclose such things.
This bill is about ensuring that we, as a state, are not allowing our healthcare systems to be manipulated into a tool for union busting behind financial secrecy.
But is this bill simply a tool for striking union workers? The Hospital Association of Oregon seems to think so.
We've had other bills and other conversations around transparency. This bill doesn't accomplish that. This is a negotiating tool.
I started working on this bill before the Providence strike even happened.
Representative Travis Nelson, also a registered nurse, introduced the bill. For him, it's about transparency. He says from where the institution gets its funding is more important than whether it's public or private regarding this kind of disclosure.
Our state spends a tremendous amount of public dollars on Medicaid, a huge chunk of which goes to our hospitals. And so if hospitals are going to take that much in public dollars that you and I work hard for, then they should have to tell us where they're spending that money.
Most hospitals do disclose their financials, including Providence. You can look them up online. But this bill is asking for a single line item for strike replacements. And for some lawmakers listening to both sides, that points back to the strike.
I'm a fan of nursing, but it's a negotiation. So negotiate. But I don't know what this bill does, and I still don't know how this helps put our frontline workers back to work so that then the hospital can save money, because it is extremely expensive when we strike.
It's now up to the chair of the House Committee of Labor and Workplace Standards to call a vote on the bill. If that happens and it makes it through, the next step is the House floor. In Salem, Catherine Cook, KGW News.
House Republicans are pushing to change Oregon's sanctuary state law. If passed, House Bill 3551 would allow law enforcement agencies in Oregon to work with federal authorities to identify and remove illegal immigrants who have been convicted of certain crimes. This includes violent felonies, Class A misdemeanors, and felony sex crimes. The current law restricts state and local government agencies from assisting federal immigration enforcement efforts.